Michelle Leith. Welcome to a new episode of Fearless Friday, my weekly video series designed to help you detox your relationship with food and reclaim your permission to live and eat fearlessly. Today I have a really important topic for you, and that is fear, right? We keep talking about living and eating fearlessly, but what does that mean? Well, it doesn't mean that you never have fear, right? It doesn't mean that you have a life where there's never fear impacting you, because we're all human beings and we all have fear. What living and eating fearlessly means is that you're learning how to dance with your fear, or more importantly, how to lead the dance with fear, so that it's no longer controlling your life. And I know this because I used to let fear control my life like all over the place. And I made a commitment to myself about 6 years ago that to the best of my ability, I was no longer going to make my decisions from a place of fear. That I was going to do whatever I could to make my decisions from my ultimate place of growth and opportunity and what I truly wanted for myself. So I've spent years investing and learning tools to help me move through fear when it comes up, because believe me, it comes up for me all the time. So what I wanted to share with you today are 3 of my top tools for moving through fear so that I can make the choices that will actually really give me the most satisfaction and nourishment in my life. And I offer these today to you because I imagine since you're also a human being that you most likely have fears that get in your way. And Lord knows we all have more than enough fear that's instilled in us around food and body and what to eat and how to eat and just how to live our lives in general. So if you notice that fear is getting in the way of the things that you'd really like to do for yourself, or that you are, you're finding yourself in a fearful place every time you're deciding what you're going to eat or how you're going to spend your day, or, asking somebody that that's in your life to help and support you in some way, going for one of your dreams, right? This is the way that fear really gets in the way for us. It stops us from going for what we truly want. And there's a really good reason for that. It's because fear is here to help keep you in the land of the familiar, right? Even if the familiar is making you miserable, it's still familiar. And human beings are highly motivated to experience the familiar over and over again. So here are my top 3 strategies for when you come face to face with one of your fears and you don't want to let it stop you anymore. The first thing to do, or number 1, is recognize your fear. Just observe your fear, separate yourself from it and go, oh, wow, I'm feeling fear here. I'm feeling some kind of resistance. When you separate yourself from the fear, you're no longer like embodied in it, right? You are not your fear. Fear is an emotion. In fact, the definition of fear is an unpleasant emotion, right, that's caused by a sense of danger. So when you can step aside and go, oh, wow, okay, there's that fear I have again, that, of asking for what I want, this fear of rejection, whatever it may be. You can distance yourself from it enough to see it and get a new perspective. And sometimes just naming your fear and recognizing it acts like enough of a magic spell to just kind of dissipate the fear right then and there. Another one of my favorite strategies is to ask a new question. So a lot of times when we're in fear, we're playing this tape in our head that says, what if? Oh no, what if I eat this cookie and then I get fat? Or, oh, what if I call that guy back and he doesn't like me? Or what if, I apply for the job and I don't get it? We're always asking what if. A huge game changer here is to change that question to what is. So you want to shift from what if to what is. What is, I've eaten a cookie before and the world didn't end. Or, maybe I don't like that guy that much anyway. Or, if I apply for this job and I don't get it, I know that I'm going to be okay because I have a lot of amazing skills, right? So we have to kind of shift from what if thinking to what is. What is the truth about this situation? What is the truth about you as a person and your ability to handle whatever comes your way, right? And when you play that through, it can completely take away the charge of the fear and help you make a more grounded decision about how you want to proceed. My third favorite strategy is to always remember that there are only 2 forces in the universe. There's either love or everything that's not love, and that's fear. Now, I'm a huge fan of A Course in Miracles. It's a huge part of my spiritual practice. So for me, this is something I'm constantly working with in my life. Am I in a place of love, or am I coming at this from a place of love or from a place of fear? If fear is present, that means that love must be absent in some way. So I'll ask myself, what would love look like in this situation, right? Another really great way to make that shift is that fear and love cannot coexist at the same time, like in your consciousness. Just like light and dark can't exist at the same time. So if you want to really get some distance from your fear so that you can make, again, a really empowered choice, you have to step out of it and shift back into an energy of love. And gratitude is a great way to do that because fear and gratitude cannot so coexist. So if you're feeling fearful about anything, one of the power tools you can use is to start to put your attention on something that you're grateful for. Whether it's gratitude for the learning in this situation or grateful for something else completely in your life, if you put your attention consciously on feeling gratitude, that fear can't hold space at the same time. And it can give you, again, a little bit of distance so that you can see things from a different perspective and decide how you really want to go. Always remember that you have a choice about how you live your life, and you don't need to let fear stop you. You can absolutely make fear your bitch, and it's a constant practice, right? So I hope that these strategies serve you, and one of my favorite tips for busting through fear is if there's something that's kind of big and scary hanging over you right now, go face a smaller fear. Go do something that scares you just a little bit and build up your confidence so that you're like, hey, you know what? I can do things. I can actually handle stuff. And then work your way into tackling one of those bigger fears. But practice the tools, and soon you'll start to notice that fear no longer has that kind of death grip on you that it might have had in the past. And now you're free to live your life the way that you truly want to. So I hope that served you. If you liked this video, if there was something helpful for you in it, please leave me a comment below, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel right here. I'll be back next week with an all-new episode. In the meantime, if you'd like a little bit more, head on over to liveandeatfearlessly.com and check out all the resources I have for you there on the blog, on the website, some free downloads and things like that. Until then, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week.